Be good to you. What's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well. Liverpool versus Real Madrid, 2-0 Liverpool. Was there any doubt? I think I was kind of like split in the middle with who was going to win this game. Liverpool, I mean, being first in the Champions League, being first in the Premier League. And at one point, I did make a mistake thinking that, I don't think I said it here, but I think I said it to someone that they were in second place in the Premier League. But no, they're in first place. And Real Madrid obviously not having the best of moments, here and there, obviously having a good game. But I thought with Vinicius being out, Mbappe was going to rise to the occasion. Maybe this was going to be, when he was going to show the haters, right? When he was going to show the naysayers that, he's back. He's always been there. He's just been having a bit of a hard time adjusting to this Real Madrid squad. But no, nothing happened. And Real Madrid, I thought, played really well from the middle to the back. It was in the front. And actually in the front, I thought, as well with Ibrahim Diaz, because what else can you expect Ibrahim Diaz to do? I wasn't expecting him to get past Kanate, Van Dijk on his own. He actually did need help, and just there wasn't that understanding with Kylian Mbappe. I don't think they've played that much together, especially just the two of them up in the front and starting as well. I don't think that's ever happened. So that that was a long shot. That was a tall order for Real Madrid, but from the middle, man, just Camavinga, absolutely beautiful, wonderful job. It really hurt me seeing him come out. I think it was at the 55th minute. That really sucked because I thought he was responsible for just recovery, for just keeping that Liverpool side from actually breaking through as many times through the middle as they did, which they still did. With Gravenberch, with McAllister putting a phenomenal game, not only because of the goal, but just those chips and those lobs that he was getting at behind the shoulder of Rudiger and Asensio, to whether it was Diaz, to Nunez, to Salah, beautiful, to Curtis Jones, and the link up with Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones, another one, just he was playing as if he was always playing as a starter. Like amazing how adept he was and how at ease he was in this Liverpool side in the middle. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, absolutely deserved that call up in the English national team. I wasn't quite sure when I saw him being called up. I said maybe they're just trying things, but definitely deserves it, and deserves another call up again when England get to play again. What can you expect from Arda Güler? Doesn't really play that much. Comes in maybe with a few minutes remaining in La Liga for Real Madrid. So I didn't expect him to do much. Well, what can you expect? And I thought he was doing pretty well, linking up with Valverde, with what's his name, Modric, Camavinga, trying to always look for Mbappe or Ibrahim Diaz. Had a free kick. I can't expect him to do anything else, and I just hope they give him more continuity, because that's what he needs. He needs to be playing a lot more to get to that place where he could be like Curtis Jones, where Curtis Jones is at the moment. That took a long time. I remember 2 seasons ago when Curtis Jones was playing, he had some good games, and other games he wasn't that good, and now look at him. So hopefully he can get to that level, because the technique is there, the talent is obviously there. Camavinga, man, oh my god, Camavinga was just amazing. I know they scored while he was on the field, but I gotta say, like, if it wasn't for Camavinga, I think this would have been a lot more damage. Definitely Thibaut Courtois, obviously he was responsible for that. Although one of the saves, maybe 2 of them, but the one that I remember with Connor Bradley heading the ball, that wasn't a good shot or a good header. That could have been done a little bit better. I mean, completely by himself, he should have done a lot better. But he's not a striker, I get that. But should have done a lot better. But still, Thibaut Courtois saved Madrid from this being a 5-0 or something like that. I know Madrid, they don't have everybody there. They're missing, of course, Vinicius, Rodrigo, but particularly Vinicius. Vinicius was a huge miss in this game, and it takes me back. I harken back to the game that Liverpool played at Anfield, Madrid, when both Alisson and Thibaut Courtois made mistakes, and it just seemed. I was rooting. I was going at the time because Madrid was such a big team. They still had Benzema. They had Vinicius, obviously. And both of them make the mistake, and Liverpool were doing pretty well. And it's just like in the Champions League final, I think 2018, maybe 2018, 2019, where they were playing well enough that they could have scored, and maybe perhaps Cristiano Ronaldo was playing, Gareth Bale was playing, and Madrid end up winning the game. And the same thing with this one, but Benzema was playing, and both Thibaut Courtois, both keepers ended up making mistakes. They were playing so well. So this was a nice vindication, a little nice vengeance for Liverpool, and absolutely beautiful performance from this Liverpool side. It's funny because individually like Nunez. Nunez needs to score. It seems like he's just getting in his own way, right? He had opportunities to be able to score. I thought he did also phenomenally well for the team, and that's what I'm trying to get at. But just, I mean, just the way he was going back and recovering, and that little Cruyff, behind the leg turn that he did on Bellingham, bold, very brave of him to do that in the back, and just the runs that he was doing, and of course Salah with the passes. But individually, like him, like Nunez and Diaz as well, even though Diaz I think did a little bit better than Nunez. And then of course Salah. My biggest complaint, I always say this about Salah, is that I don't feel that I know he's a legend. He's going to go down as one of the best Premier League players of all time, one of the best, obviously, Liverpool players of all time because of the goals that he scored, the plays, and the way he plays. Obviously, he's a genius, right? Let's go with that. But as a genius, sometimes he makes these weird decisions that he just plows himself in the middle of like 3, 4, 5 players, and he did the same thing in this game, and he ends up losing the ball in a very amateur way. It doesn't seem much of a genius move in my opinion. Had he scored that penalty, I think we would have forgotten the fact that he like ended up missing the ball several times, ended up giving the ball away, didn't make a good decision or a really good pass when trying to make a pass. I don't really get it. I think he is a great player. I'm not taking that away from him, but just some of those decisions, right? But as a collective, this whole Liverpool side was mind-blowingly good. They were just absolutely amazing tonight. Absolutely amazing. They destroyed Madrid. Tactically, they absolutely destroyed Madrid. The way they combined with, again, Gravenberch from the back with McAllister. McAllister, another one that's been playing, isn't it his, second season or something, or first season? Insane. It looks like he's been playing the Premier League forever, in Liverpool forever, and that kind of scares me because I feel like Madrid's eyeing this guy. They need someone like that. They need someone like McAllister, and it's like they're a hive mind. Like I mentioned, McAllister with Jones, with Bradley and Konate. Bradley and Konate just doing this phenomenal job against Kylian Mbappe. They had him in their pocket with Van Dijk as well, with what's his name up in the front, with Luis Diaz, with Nunez. Just that understanding. Everybody's working in unison. It's just so beautiful, and the change, like these are pretty much the same players that Klopp left, but they're playing differently, right? They're playing differently. They're just so good. Like they just get each other. They just understand each other so well. And I love the fact that they are finally what Arsenal should be doing, taking advantage of the fact that these two great teams like Manchester City and Real Madrid are not doing that well. And of course, taking the lead. Take it. It's all yours. The Champions League and the Premier League. Now the Champions League, we have Barcelona too. I haven't been paying much attention to Barcelona, but I've been hearing obviously about Barcelona. You can't miss that. It's pretty much everywhere. It's pretty much evident as well how well they're playing. So they might have them in the way. And then there's always a surprise. Any other team in the Champions League or in the Premier League could upset you. So that could happen. But Mbappe, wow, Mbappe had so much space in that left wing, and he had the left wing. There was no Vinicius. It was just Mbappe. And I was really gunning for him. I was really rooting for him. I really want him to do well in this game, and I didn't see why he wouldn't be able to do well. He had so many opportunities and not a single take on against Bradley, especially. The only thing I saw him do well was towards the end, which I didn't see, the shot that he took that ended up being, I think, a corner. And then when he ended up stealing the ball away from Bradley and then kind of pausing, and I don't know why he paused because he definitely is a lot faster than, or maybe he's not anymore, than Bradley, and ends up having the ball taken away from him. And if you think about it, when you look at the beginning, I think the first touch that he had where he did a step over against Salah and then ends up driving towards the middle, and he did it against Salah, and I don't know why he didn't know that Salah wouldn't follow him, and Salah just poked it away from him like he was a little kid. He just ended up just taking it away from him, and that was a pass for what's his name, for Nunez, and Nunez ends up shooting the ball, and Courtois ends up hitting it towards Asensio, and Asensio makes that really last minute save. What the hell, dude? From the beginning, he's already losing the ball. And after that, it was just time after time, losing the ball constantly, not really taking on anybody, going back, waiting for Liverpool to regroup and, fall back. What the hell, dude? That's not... What are you playing at? What is he playing at? And definitely, I can say, and I'm not the only one I know that is going to say this or that has probably been saying this, but if Vinicius was on the pitch, he would have made a difference. There would have been a goal. I'm absolutely certain that Vinicius would have scored today. He absolutely would have scored in today's game. He had so much room and so much space. Yes, there were times that it was Bradley, Konate, I think even Van Dijk or even Robertson going out the other side. But there were other times that he didn't have anybody. There were other times that he had plenty of space and plenty of opportunity to be able to, they were just looking at him to be able to take on his marker, and he never did. It's like he just didn't know. It's like he didn't have the confidence to be able to do that. I think the only thing good he did was the pass that he ended up giving to Modric, but Modric let it go through his legs and ended up going to Vasquez, and Vasquez got the penalty, which I didn't want Vasquez coming in. When I saw him coming in because Camavinga had to come out, I was like, oh my god, not this guy, but ends up getting the penalty. So what's in the cards for Mbappe? He needs to be on the bench. He needs to go on the bench. Didn't Hazard play less bad than Mbappe and still ended up going to the bench? Like, why isn't Mbappe on the bench? Somebody else needs to come. I know they have a lot of injuries, and it's kind of hard at this moment, but it's just not. Something's happening. Something's wrong with this guy. I'm sure he's gonna pop up one day and say he was going through a depression, which is understandable. But that's kind of like, I hate to say, it's kind of like a trend. I don't want to make fun of anybody, but that's the thing that I've been hearing. Like Henry and other players coming out that around the period that you never would have thought that they were going through something, dealing with something, they actually were. And definitely Mbappe is going through some kind of depression. He's having something. He's just not the same. He's just not the same at all. It was vile, disgusting what I saw with Mbappe. He played absolutely horrendous. And it just doesn't make any sense. It was a perfect night for him to do something, because Real Madrid, again, like I said, in the back, in the middle, they managed to be able. Bellingham, I almost forgot about Bellingham. Bellingham was doing a really, really great job as the trash man, the garbage man in the back, in the middle, just taking care of, just holding off players, recovering and making some of those runs. But to who? There was nobody. Ibrahim, like, he was the only one, and Ibrahim Diaz was the only one up in the front that was actually passing people, that was actually dribbling and getting through people. But Mbappe, nothing. It's like they were playing with just one would-be attacker, a false nine, if you want to call him that, which was Diaz. That was it. Meanwhile, you have Gakpo, you have Diaz, you have Salah, even Connor Bradley is going up on the front, Curtis Jones, but McAllister's taking shots. I mean, who, like, everybody, Gravenberg, everybody, they got like everybody to attack with Liverpool. So yeah, no, like, and then Gakpo, oh my god, that play, the Gakpo, I almost forgot the Gakpo center for the goal, absolutely by himself, nobody marking him. But before that, Mbappe's looking. He's looking at, who was it, Robertson, that ends up taking the corner, and he sees Curtis Jones, and he's kind of like signaling at, I think it was goal, no, it wasn't Goaler, it was somebody else signaling, instead of he himself going, at least being a nuisance, at least making it a little bit difficult for Robertson to take that corner, or to take the center, to be able to center the ball. And he just, I mean, it was easy. It seemed like Real Madrid were winning 4-0, and they said, let them concede, let them have at least one goal, let them get that one goal in. He didn't do anything. And Gakpo, of course, again, like, just completely by himself. That second goal made no sense. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. So and then Endrick coming in, like, I mean, what was he gonna do? With a couple of minutes like left, nothing. It was frustrating, but it was still beautiful to watch Liverpool just synchronize and just play amazing football, and to see why they're up in the podium, why they're up top as number one. But Real Madrid, God, you can't play like this, or Mbappe, something's got to give. He needs I don't know, he needs a long vacation. He needs to probably go play with a B team or something. There has to be some kind of intervention for Mbappe, because this makes no sense how bad he was in this game. Anyways, guys, I could go on about Mbappe, confusing what's going on, but I'll stop there. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.